I'm afraid it doesn't look good. Well, of course you still have to pay. Yes, I'll leave you to say your goodbyes. I'll be back for the boy later tonight. Off you get. Welcome back, Mistwalkers. Oh, yes, I have time. We could give 'em a little head start. Let's take a look at where we left off. Oh. Vargas and Vasily strike a little devil's bargain, so to speak. Mercy's love in exchange for a peek at Vasily's secrets. Our little spitfire, Constantina, convinced Rusa the Seer to join her in contacting the matchbook menagerie. Let's fan those flames in Harmonia just a little bit higher. 7 souls lost to a cruel river's embrace, tugged beneath the waves by boneless creatures, and swept off to join Death's army. Our twins leave the party in a cave to rest up, while they race off to meet their family. And all the while, Mercy has a dream that reveals a mysterious prophecy. But I suppose we've dallied long enough, Mistwalkers. I'll leave you to finish out the rest of tonight's story. I have an appointment to keep. After all, a deal's a deal.
Good evening, Mistwalkers. Welcome to Tales from the Mists, a spooky campaign set in the domains of dread. I am TK, your DM, and with me are 5 of our 6 regular adventurers. Why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? Lisa?
I am Lisa Chen, and I play your Tiefling Storm Sorceress Mercy.
Kayla?
Hi, I'm Kayla, your sweet baby wizard Vasily, who is not a liar.
Ashley?
I'm Ashley Warren, and I play Konstantina Avshalomov, the Barovian bard.
Celeste?
Hi, everybody. My name is Celeste Konowich, and I play Yarrow, your half-elf druid. And that's it. Your half-elf druid.
Megan?
Suspect.
Dr. Megan, and I play Juniper, the half-elf ranger, other half of the twinsies.
Yeah, twinsies. Speaking of twinsies, Lisa has our announcements for today.
Yeah. So our giveaway today, the magical word is !twinsies. Type !twinsies to enter our weekly raffle. This week's raffle, we're doing one set of the beautiful Taroka cards that Kayla Klein illustrated for the main cast. And we're also giving away 2 of our Tales from the Mist dice. We'll see if it'll show up on, yeah, there we go. Logo, Misty Swirls. Oh, now my cat's coming. Okay. All right. We also have some fun merch that you can get. If you go to voidmerch.net, we have a fun Mistwalkers themed design that Kayla illustrated. You can get it on shirts. You can get it on notebooks. Someone got it on a blanket. Kayla's holding it up. It looks great. Go to voidmerch.net and look in the RPG section for the Mistwalker design. We have another t-shirt right now that we have on a campaign on Teespring. The theme is We Fight Together. It's a really cool design with these hands reaching out from mist to help light a candle that someone else is holding up. And all proceeds from that campaign will go to RAIN, which is the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. And to find that, go to bit.ly/mistspring, and that'll take you to our Teespring page. And that's it. Throw it back to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Now, for people tuning in, this is not a typical campaign. We have a rotating cast, which means we have 4 anchor members, which are Lisa, Kayla, Ashley, and unfortunately, Hadil had to be at a work trip and could not make it. Gave me permission to drive Vargas if needed. We'll see if that works out. And then we have 2 rotating cast members. They rotate out every 4 episodes, so unfortunately, this is the last time that we will see Yarrow and Juniper, for better or worse. And it's going to be an excellent episode. Just a small note, my internet has been suffering a little bit, and I am the producer for this show, so if you see some stuttering in the video, that is on me. Your eyes are not, they're not tricking you or anything. The audio will be fine, but if the video stutters at all, that's because it's storming here. So, who's ready to get back to it?
Guess so.
Now,
Here we go.
let me just look at my little DM's notebook real quick. We had some shifts, didn't we? For last night?
Yes.
Now, Mercy did eventually fall asleep and have a dream, but I'd like to rewind time a little bit. Constantina, you and Vargas were on the first shift, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be rolling for Vargas, and I would like for you to roll me perception. Ooh, that's a problem.
14.
Okay. 14 is enough for, unfortunately not enough to notice anything very big, but it's enough to notice when Vargas falls asleep during his shift, and it's enough to notice when one of the male Vistana sits down next to you, and he's a dusky-skinned man with a sharp jaw and arched eyebrows and a little bit of scruff growing in on the cheekbones.
Oh.
And he narrows his eyes at you, and they have a sort of golden glow to them. He says, "My lady Constantina, I am sorry that I did not make time to make your acquaintance earlier."
Oh, that's okay. There was quite a lot going on. But it is nice to meet you now.
Pietro.
I hold out to my hand too.
When he takes your hand in his, he sets one of them on top of it, and his grip is very warm and very soft. If you didn't know better, you would say that this man has probably not worked all that hard in his life. They're almost a nobleman's hands. And He raises it gently to his lips and presses a soft, dry kiss against the back of the hand, brushes the knuckles gently, and then he releases your hand immediately after and says, You seem very sure of yourself, very passionate about the matchbook menagerie. I wish I knew more about it. Unfortunately, I was not a member.
Well, I mean, it's not very hard to become a member, but you just have to have, a vision for the world that you want to, work to enact and be willing to fight for it. And I mean, I think that all of us within the menagerie, have different individual values, but we're united in our desire to see, our people liberated across Ravenloft. So if that is something that you value, then I'm sure we can find a place for you.
It sounds very complex. Is it really as easy as that, good and evil?
To me it is. I mean, I understand that sometimes the choices we make can be complicated and there's nuance there, of course, but I really think that at the end of the day it is an easy decision to pick between good and evil. So, I mean, for me it is.
And he looks over his shoulder at Vargas, who has fallen asleep sitting straight up, and whose head is tilted back, is just open-mouthed, snoring into the cold night air.
How handsome.
You're welcome, Hadil. And he looks past Vargas over his shoulder, where the other Vistani have sort of huddled all together in a group away from the rest of the search party, and they're sleeping together, and the wolf wares, where do they fall into that? I don't know that I could consider them good.
I would say that this has been complicated for me too. And I do have the tendency to kind of simplify things for, the greater good. But I met wolf wares recently that were very kind and I think good-hearted. And that did make me want to not treat all of their people as if they were all evil. But then I was attacked by some, and now I'm like, well, what do I do now? It's complicated, but I wonder, if they attack people because they've been attacked. I mean, I don't really understand the whole system of wolf wares, and I don't know. To be honest, I am a little conflicted about it. I want to protect vulnerable people, but I also want to give creatures, a chance to be different, to be better, to change the public persona. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really met a lot of wolf wares until I came to Harmonia, and then I've met a lot. Some were good and some were bad, and I don't know.
There are a lot of people who are afraid of wolf wares, but I kind of like that fire in you. I like that spark. Do your companions feel the same way?
About me or about the wolf wares?
I'm sure your companions feel exactly the same way about you, but I mean the wolf wares.
No, I think that I am mostly alone in how I feel, and I don't think that they are totally unjustified in how they feel. And I suspect that my friend Mercy might have some prior experience, so I'm trying to, be delicate about that, but also being like, hey, maybe they're not all bad, So no, I don't know if we are in agreement about it. So I'm just trying to, make the right choices, and sometimes those are hard. And to be honest, they haven't usually been very hard for me. This is probably one of the really hard choices I've had to face since I've joined the cause. So
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with your companions' names.
Oh, okay, so Mercy, she's the really pale one with the really cute horn, and she has all this like and then Vasily, she's a little peculiar, but she's also very pretty, but she's got like, the little mushroom horns. And Vargas, and then I point to, we mean Vargas, and that's Vargas, and he's very handsome, as you can probably tell. He's also a little strange, but has been very kind to me. And And then let's see. And then I think you've kind of met my new friends, Juniper and Yarrow. They are really cool, and I'm still getting to know them. But so far, I really like them, and I've enjoyed their company. And let's see. Do I have any other friends that I haven't told you about? To be honest, I haven't really had a lot of friends. I usually travel by myself. So this is all very new and very exciting. And it's been an interesting experience to travel with people who aren't fellow Vistana.
And Pietro nods at all of this. He takes it in, and you can kind of see his jaw working a little. Do you ever wish that you were traveling with Vistana?
Sometimes I miss my family. I do not get to travel with my family often, and I think of them a lot. And I think it would be nice sometimes to travel around with them, which I haven't really done since I was a teenager and still lived in the Vardo. But yes, I think it's important to meet people beyond my clan, and it's been great to meet Vistana, who have different cultures and customs. And yes, I feel like people misunderstand Vistana, so it's always a bit of a comfort to be around people who understand our way of life. So sure, I'm not against it, but I think it's been good for me to try to expand my political horizons.
And Pietro will kind of lean past you and look at your friends where they are, I assume, sleeping. Mercy is in the midst of having a dream. Vasily is probably silently studying her tome, or does she plan to do that during her shift? Or are you asleep?
I can't remember what we decided, but she does make the Ichor at one point and then studies at the other point.
Okay, then
I think we decided we were sleeping, and both of us were not paying attention during our watch.
Yeah, you did the Ichor during your watch for sure, but are you going to be studying your tome before you went to bed, or are you sleeping now? Is what I'm asking.
I'm sleeping right now, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I get up really early, so I'll probably get up before I'm supposed to and study.
That's fine. And Pietro leans past you, Constantina, and he looks at the two of them, and then he looks back at you, and if I may be so bold.
Sure.
I don't think it's going to work out the way that you want it to.
What do you mean?
Perhaps this is just a skeptical man, but I don't know if people change the way you want them to. I don't know much about wolfwares, but if they're not good, then you have to change. And if they are good, then Mercy has to change, or people like Mercy have to change. How do you think that will happen without violent intervention?
I don't know, but I believe that compromise is possible. I believe that we can coexist, but we have to not be rooted in the way that things have been in this place for centuries. And I think that if we form new friendships with people that we wouldn't normally befriend, and I think if we show that there is another way of life possible for all of us, then I don't know. I know that people think that I am naive. I am not blind to that. But somebody has to think differently. Otherwise, nothing is ever going to change. And sometimes I have to convince myself in my own, visions and purpose. But I still try to think of what could be as different as possible and then strive for that. And maybe there will be a day where I have to pick a side. I have to, pick make a hard choice, and I guess I will see what happens when I get there. And I've had to make a lot of hard choices recently, to be honest. And to be honest, they don't really pan out very well. I seem to always be, chased by somebody or framed for something, and I don't know if that's the cost of change. Then I will gladly pay that.
Do you think you'll live to see it?
I don't know, but I'm prepared to not, if that is what's helpful for the cause. If that's a sacrifice that I have to make, I am willing to make that.
And Pietro looks at you for a very long time, and when he looks at you, he sort of narrows his eyes, and his brows kind of furrow in the middle, make a little divot. And when he smiles, it's almost like a baring of teeth, like he's not sure of what this emotion he's trying to convey is. But then he laughs, and it's like warm leather. It's a rich, deep sound, and it shakes his shoulders, and he throws his head back, and you can see the wisps of his hair sort of catch moonlight. I like you, Constantina. I like you a lot.
You too. I like him too, and I tell him so, but I would like to insight check him.
Yeah, absolutely insight check him. I will allow you either insight or history.
I am much better at insight. That's actually
Sure thing.
what I'm very good at. So that is a 24.
He is not lying. He does like you.
Okay.
As much as someone like him could like anyone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting kind of an interesting read on him, but he's very attractive, so that kind of helps his case a little bit.
and he sort of smiles, and when I say he likes you as much as someone like him could love anyone, his emotions are like reading a word on paper. There is practice, and there is an action of liking you. But whether there is anything behind it, whether there is weight or fire behind it, you don't know. It seems like a practiced motion. And it seems like a practiced motion that he did not expect. He was surprised into this. But he smiles, and he pats your shoulder, and he says, I should get to bed.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stay up for a little while longer and keep watch, since my compatriot is currently sleeping.
You hear a particularly loud snore as he wakes. And what did I miss?
Nothing. You can continue sleeping, but you're also welcome to hang out with me.
And then another loud snore as he only listens to the first part of that sentence. You're welcome, Hidil.
I figured.
Second shift.
That's us.
It is you.
Have I had the dream at this point?
You have woken from the dream in time for your shift.
Oh, Vasily, I had the weirdest dream. Did you have weird dreams? I think it's because I ate some of that water from the river with the undead in it. My tummy feels weird.
When you wake up and start talking, Vasily's like sitting there studying her book. She got up a little early. Yes, she kind of looks at you and she's like, do you need anything for that, or?
No, but my gauntlet got wet when I went into the river. I'm sorry, Vasily, but there were people dying. And I tried to do a lightning bolt and nothing happened.
The water?
Boom. Yes, well, you can fix it. You always fix it. And I'll just take it off and just drop it in your lap.
It probably has like sand and it's all wet and nasty. And she's just like, oh, there's only so many times you can break this. You know that, right?
How many times?
Not many more. And she just kind of like turns it over in her hands and pulls out her tinker's kit and starts filling with it.
Thank you. My dream was very weird. I had red hair, and I had freckles, and I had feet. feet, Vasily. It was so strange.
Red hair. What happened in it?
I was walking through a field, and this old Vistana woman asked if I wanted to have my fortune told. So I said yes, and she said, "These cards are very powerful. Are you sure?" And so I picked one, and when I picked it up and I turned it around, I didn't see what the card said because it burst into flames at my touch and hurt my fingers. And usually fire doesn't hurt so much, but I think I understand why people are afraid of it now. It burnt my fingertips, and I was filled with this anger. I don't know what the dream was about. Do you think maybe that Death was unhappy with my sacrifice, and this is the person that it wants?
I think that dreams are just dreams. You shouldn't read too far into them.
Oh. I think it was a message from Death.
No. She just keeps tinkering. Just ugh.
And then I had established what Mercy was doing during her shift. So she'll probably see like a little bat or something fly out from a hidey hole, and she'll go, "Oh," and she'll do like a little lightning zap at it, and then like run over to the bat and take her athame out and carve a circle around it. And then she sees like a little mouse in the other direction, and so she runs after that one, and she just does that her whole watch.
Okay, and you said that neither one of you are going to be spending your perception checks. You
No,
both
'cause-
decided to forego.
Yeah, Vasly's going to be working on that ichor.
Okay, and
Yes, I did say I was going to forgo. That is a thing I did.
and I am very proud of you for doing that. I think that was an excellent choice on your part.
Don't. It's our friend Hannah's birthday, and if you kill me, she'll be sad. So
The sun rises earlier than you think it
Okay.
should.
Okay, well that's fine.
it works out okay.
Cool.
Juniper and Yarrow, you're not back yet. Where are you? Where did you go?
We were on our way to warn our family to see if they had any insight about where this missing woman might be.
Okay. And who is the leader of your family? We'll call them the Alpha. Who is that person? I did send a name to you.
You
I sure did. We'll call them Roan.
okay?
Roan. Thank you. I'm terrible at naming
You're
things.
fine.
Okay, so I think we need to go and check in with Roan because obviously they're going to be the one who knows best. Though I want to visit all the little pups first because I missed them.
Oh yeah. And the pups are so excited to see you.
Yeah, I roll around with them again in my big red dog form, and I'm just
Oh.
going to town.
They're so excited to see you, and they just yip and they snip at your little heels and everything, and they try to tell you about all the adventures that they've had, but
I sit and listen patiently to each one because Juniper is better at telling things than I am anyway.
Well, and Juniper, before coming into the area where the family is, would kind of duck behind a tree or something to take her glasses off, and she doesn't like showing that she needs them in front of her family. And that's sort of a reminder of that tie of having to civilization and things.
right, of course. And a couple of your family do crowd at the edge of a cave that is overlooking a rock cropping, and you can see Roan up there. What does Roan look like? I will allow you to define this.
I imagine him to be like very muscular but older, probably like with like salt and pepper.
Okay.
Probably the peppery part though is probably more like a reddish brown.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's actually pretty attractive looking. So like when he has to deal with normal humans, like he gets along fairly well, which has helped him come to this position of power that he's in.
Perfect. So you you approach Roan, and Roan smells you long before he sees you coming, and will turn, and he bears a wide smile at you. He says, "Twins, I'm so pleased to see you safe."
It's good to be here.
It's good to be back. We were in town, and then all of these crazy things happened, and then it's just everything smells weird there.
It's not good.
The forest has undergone some changes itself. I'm eager to hear what you've dealt with in town.
Well, the leader guy's dead. He was really gross and weird though.
The Meister singer.
Yeah, no, we didn't kill him.
We didn't do that.
Nope.
We met these very strange people, and they were the ones that Bertold told us to help, or they could help find this missing woman who we're going after, and Bertold said to come back and to ask if any of you could help out, or if we had any leads on where she might be.
We really want to help Bertold. He's so nice.
Okay. How can I help with this? What do you need?
Has anyone in the family seen where these children are being taken? Bertold's wife, Amal, she was taken, and we need to find her. He's so distressed.
You see Roan sort of scratch at his facial hair, and he looks sort of to the side and thinks to himself a little. I don't know for sure. Usually when people go missing from town, it's the wolves, and he sort of like snarls at that. And but
dealt with a few of them already.
Yeah. There is a place in the forest they cannot go. If it's not them, maybe. And he sort of thinks to himself, maybe this place instead.
What place is that?
He starts to draw on the ground this sort of a canyon. And he describes to you this area where the trees are bare and the land is dying. He says, if it's not the wolves, it may be this, and starts to give you directions. You come back not too long after the sun has risen and everyone has woke. Are you still in your other forms?
Would transform probably well before coming back to camp.
Fair.
Out of sight. And glasses back on now, so I can see.
All right.
I'll stick in my full canine for now. I like being a dog with my paws.
That's funny. Okay. So Bertolt will greet you back at the entrance of the cave. What is everyone else doing now that the sun has risen?
How high is it?
How high is it? Let's say since we are in the middle of summer, we're roughly 6:30 to 7 a.m. So not quite over the trees.
I am not awake.
Good morning. Good morning, Vasily. Is my gauntlet fixed yet?
Vasily hands it to you, and it's nice and fixed and polished. And you also see her. Yes, you see her tucking a little glass bottle filled with like some black stuff into her coat as well.
Oh, what's that?
Once again, Chad, I'm so sorry about the stuttering in images. I wish I could fix my internet, but I can't.
Thanks for bearing with us, folks.
Yeah, thanks for staying with us. Mark it on your bingo cards.
Yeah.
Difficulties, woo!
I'm sorry, please go back.
Mercy would probably I feel like every morning, unless they find a dead body, sometimes even when they do, Vasily and Mercy have tea, or at least Mercy prepares some tea for Vasily. So she'll take out some different vials. One has some black tea leaves in it, one has lavender buds, and one has dried orange peels. And she's like pouring a little bit of each into some teacups. And she prepares 4 of them. One for Vasily, one for herself, one for Vargas, and then she'd also like to prepare one in an empty seat, not for Constantina, because Constantina's going to be asleep for a while. But she just starts walking around, and she'll go, "Hello, I know you're here somewhere, and I know Vargas says you're not a ghost, but I think maybe Sati's because he's afraid of ghosts, or he's lying. And I know that you're here, so if you could come out, I'd love if you joined us for tea." And I'll just place the tea on the 4th spot, or maybe around like a stump or something. And we'll just kind of like eagerly look at it to see if something drinks the tea.
Make me a persuasion roll. You can do it at advantage because she has already talked to you before.
Yay, she has. Okay. So a unnatural 20.
Okay. You do see the teacup sort of shiver for a moment, and you can hear it clatter against, was it a stone or a stump that you set it against?
Yeah, stump.
Yeah, you can hear it clatter with a dull, like, against the stump, and then go silent.
Oh, it's so nice to have company with ghosts again, don't you think, Vasily?
You turn and look at Vasily, and she has already pulled out this weird, like, metal apparatus from out of her pocket, and she's, like, holding it up to where the teacup was, like... Sorry, what?
It's, oh, I'll look at, is Vargas with us, or is he still asleep?
Vargas is also still asleep.
Okay. Then I probably wouldn't have made him tea, just the 3 then. Just say, oh, I mean, don't tell Vargas, but Sarah's a ghost following him. I wonder if he knows.
Is that what you're doing right now? You're talking to a dead person again?
She's right here. Do you have a name?
When you look over to the stump, all you see is an empty teacup.
Oh, okay. Would you like some more? She drinks the tea, Vasily. I think we're making friends. And I'll like do some more black tea and lavender and orange peels.
The second cup that you set out goes cold. She never touches it.
Oh. Well, that's okay. I mean, 2 cups of tea can be a lot.
She has a tiny ghost bladder. All right. So when Constantina and Vargas finally wake, it is to disarray Constantina, and it is because there are people running around looking frantically.
It's just a tea-drinking ghost. Everybody calm down.
Good morning. What's happening?
I'm not sure. Why is everyone so frantic? Excuse me. And I'm trying to stop someone to ask them why they're running.
Okay. And when you grab the arm of Sadia, the guard who first admitted you into Harmonia, she tells you that there are people missing.
Oh no, not again. But we were watching. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they must be really sneaky or maybe invisible. Oh no, invisible creatures are stealing all of the villagers. That's why no one can find them.
Yeah.
This makes look around at all of the dead animals. What happened here last night? What is it that's coming around and killing all these small creatures and not eating them?
Oh, it must have happened on third watch.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Who Oh, I'm a dog. Woof.
Bertolt and Idora will both tell you that they saw nothing on their watch, but you saw nothing on your watch either, so...
I want to sniff for clues.
Yeah.
You want to sniff for clues?
Sniff
Okay.
clues.
While you are making your perception rolls, I assume literally sniffing, so at advantage, Sadia explains to Constantina and Mercy and the very groggy Vargas and Vasily that 2 men were stolen from camp. Rodolphin and one of the Vistani men.
Which Vistana men?
I don't know their names.
Did he have really, like, golden eyes? And a really nice jawline?
Sadia sort of, like, racks her brain thinking about it. I suppose they all look very handsome.
I mean, yes. But this one was, like, literally handsome? Huh, okay.
He sounds okay.
I think you would find it really handsome, Mercy. I was going to introduce you to, but now he's like missing and probably dead. So, there goes that plan.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, we should probably figure out where they might have gone, and hopefully we can find them before they are killed. I don't really remember what the timeline is for these things.
Maybe we can look for tracks leading away from the camp. I'm not very good at it, and I just lean down and with my mage hand, pick a leaf up and look under it.
Oh no!
I don't see a track here.
Juniper and Yarrow. What'd you get?
16.
16 as well.
16 is enough to see the trail of blood that leads outside of the cave.
Oh no.
Oh no, we're giggling and there's a trail of blood.
Yeah.
I mean, but when's there not a trail of blood in this campaign?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very faint and it's been kicked up by a lot of dirt and dust as everybody has frantically run trying to find these people. But you can definitely see that something grabbed and dragged.
Oh, is it perchance heading in the direction of that area that we know to be the bad place?
Yes. Depending on your sense of direction, which has been refreshed by the leader of your family, yeah, you'd say it's heading north.
I'm gonna go sit by Juniper.
Juniper would relay this. Come on, whoever took them is heading this way, and this is where we think we need to go.
It seems unrelated to these small animals. Whoever killed these small animals probably meant well.
No, whoever killed these small animals slaughtered them for no reason. Their meat's going to go to waste now.
Bark, bark.
Oh, but their souls. I mean, I'm guessing.
They're squirrels and things. They feed the other animals. They're important parts of how life runs out here.
There's a trail of blood. Why are we just standing here talking?
Vasily pokes her head in and she's like, Vasily pokes her head in and she's like, when'd you get a dog?
It's Yarrow. She's in one of her animal forms.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll on my tummy. It's very cute.
Give me a tummy rub. I also give you belly rubs.
Would I ever want to be a half elf?
Vasily rubs her tummy and hates every second of it. It's just like, I can't believe I love this.
Come on, let's go. Come, we've got to go. And Juniper's gonna go over to Berthold. It's like, we think we know where she's been taken, but it's gonna take us a while to get there. So,
okay.
I'll start following the trail and leading everybody.
You begin to lead them towards the north, and as you are going through this forest is... It's almost... The trees are almost as though they are in the dead of winter. It is dry and desiccated. These trees are, for the most part, shriveled. The ground is baked hard. No rocks, just hard, packed earth When you walk, not even dust rustles up. It's all dead leaves and thorny underbrush. It takes several hours for you to get through this forest, but luckily you know the way. You know the sense of your family that they've left for you to mark your trail. And so when this dry, desiccated earth begins to open up into a canyon with high walls packed tight with earth, you aren't surprised to find yourself here. And you're not surprised to see that the blood trail has become thicker and heavier until, through a break in the trees, it's just ruined bodies.
Juniper is gonna fly up into the air about 50 feet or so to get a look around to see if she can see anything that would have dragged these bodies.
Yeah, and I'll shift back into my Yarrow form, just on guard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you fly up, you can see the tops of these canyons. How high do you fly?
50 feet.
Okay, you can definitely see the tops of these canyons, and these canyons, they go about 80 feet up, but you can see over the crusts of them what would have been completely invisible to you are these shadowy figures of enormous ravens, and they pick and pluck at the tops of these caverns. And from your vantage point in the sky, when you look back down at the ruined bodies, you see that these bodies are not intact.
So if I fly up higher, can I see the actual ravens themselves, or are they shadow, like made of shadow, or they're actual ravens and those are the shadows I see?
They are actual ravens, but you can see it's just they're far away from you. They're probably about half a mile in front of you.
Has Juniper encountered anything like these before?
Never ravens this big. You can tell they're enormous and they're half a mile away.
I want to walk up to one of the bodies and try to do like a medicine or survival. I want to determine what exactly tore these people apart.
Give me either a wisdom nature or a wisdom medicine.
Okay.
Just from your experience as living as a pseudo wild animal in the forest.
A 16 on my nature.
A 16 is enough to tell you that birds didn't do this.
Does it look like a beast or like weapons?
It's hard to tell, but it does look like a beast. Just not any beast you've seen. Not even undead, whose mouths are typically humanoid, have these types of bite marks. Could have torn the limbs off of these men.
Okay.
And
I want to watch.
They're certainly not getting up.
Yeah. No, they're super dead.
Well, they're not getting up as though they were undead.
I understand. I was like, that's dead.
Yeah, that sounds. Thanks, TK. It sounds super dead. Thank you.
Hey. They're dead. I'm gonna walk back towards the group a little bit and report to Bertolt and to the rest of the party.
Okay.
And Juniper's gonna fly down, bow out, 3 arrows in her hand, and relay what she saw with the ravens.
Yeah. Bertolt will look at the two of you and putting the information you two have given him. Sounds like the birds found what was left, but how'd they even get them? When did it happen?
You all set watch, right?
Yeah, this morning, but nothing got past us.
Nothing.
What killed? I mean, there was a thing that killed all those animals. Some sort of creature came in to make it quiet or something.
Yeah.
And it probably
that seems scientifically reasonable to me.
Yes.
I can't. I'm just like,
whatever did this, it can't have gotten far. I mean, to take these people and drag them and just leave them like this, it's probably still nearby.
Did you see, was there caves or a lair for the creature?
I didn't go up that far. I didn't want to tangle with those ravens. They're gigantic.
Giant ravens.
How wide is the canyon as we walk through it towards where we need to go?
sorry, I had to count on the map. The entrance to the canyon is about 70 feet wide.
I'm worried about these ravens attacking us as we walk.
Well, the ravens are usually good, aren't they? At least they are in Barovia. I mean, they're usually helpful.
Well, I wouldn't maybe assume that. Just they're really big.
Right? Constantino way.
Maybe if we send a small group ahead, maybe us five, and Varghese can watch the rest of the search party. We can try to sneak into the canyons to investigate.
Yeah. Berthold, please protect everybody here. Don't let them. I'd say maybe go back a bit further and
stay away from water.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Berthold nods and puts out a hand to hold the search party back, and Varghese will make an elaborate bow, and I would love to accompany you, but you certainly seem to have this well in hand. And he holds out a hand.
Mercy feels awkward and puts her hand in his because no one else is.
And he will brush his lips against your knuckles and then let go.
Prestidigitation.
And then hold out another hand to your other companions.
I put mine on.
He does the same with a soft, dry kiss against your knuckles. And
I'm gonna put both my hands on his.
He kisses both your hands in turn, and then reaches up and brushes your cheek with his gloved hand.
Oh, that's wrong.
Mercy's gonna wave it goodbye to Varghese and then wave at the space next to Varghese. Just guessing, just in case.
Varghese is going to dart his eyes to the side, but say nothing.
It's fine.
For the record, Juniper looked super grumpy when Varghese was kissing her hand, but like smiled humongously for Yarrow getting her hand kissed.
Yo, it's
I'm hiding my face in my shirt.
Kind of walking up next to her, or kind of doing the
I'm good.
Bertolt will look at the group of you and say, "When will we know if it's safe?"
We will send someone back.
I can howl.
Yeah.
And Bertolt will sort of look at Yarrow and...
What if someone else howls?
Oh.
We'll howl in pair.
Okay.
And you know our signal.
You know the signal.
Yeah.
We're told.
And Bertolt will he'll smile, and there's a tinge of worry in his eyes when he smiles, but he will set his hands on your shoulders and nod. He'll say,
"We'll find her. We're gonna find her. It's okay.
We'll come for you in the morning if you aren't back yet."
All right.
And the group of you set out. So let's go ahead and do a nice little thing real quick for our chat and bring up our catacombs map.
Yay!
Our canyon map. It's delightful. I wish I could have made it bigger, but overlays, and that's life. Sometimes that's life. So
interesting.
We near the map. The map is about a half a mile away from where you are. and the trees are becoming very sparse. How are you proceeding?
I'm gonna reach down to the ground and pull up some of the dust and cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
When you touch the ground and you pull up that dust to scatter and hide your tracks, you can feel a heartbeat in the earth. Dum.
Immediately grabbing Yarrow's hand and putting her hand down as well.
Dum. Yarrow, make me a perception roll. I didn't even ask you, Juniper, because your perception is absurd.
14.
You don't feel anything.
What are you doing?
Like a heartbeat in the earth.
Dum.
I'm gonna copy them.
Perception rolls all around.
Everybody hit the deck.
And Juniper would be moving her hand and rhythm would beat to kind of help everybody feel it.
I got a 17.
You feel it. Dum. Dum.
11.
You don't feel it. Dum. Dum.
Bosley's just judging everyone.
We're all like, crap.
Yeah.
Mercy,
She's
you can
telling
feel
the
it.
truth.
You can feel it vibrating in your gauntlet. Dum.
It's so loud. Mercy is going to cast Detect Thoughts, which helps her detect where there are living things around her. Within 30
Creatures
feet.
or beings.
Not sure what the difference is.
Because
but
if there's like a as you cast out your mind like a net, what does that look like? Detect thoughts for Mercy. Do you ask if somebody's there or
usually Mercy is detecting thoughts and knows whose thoughts she wants to detect. And she will lay her forehead against someone with her horn. And I feel like for a split second, she becomes that person, like a flicker. It's their changeling sort of ability. I don't know what it looks like if she's not sure what she's detecting. She maybe leans down and touches her horn to the ground.
what's the range on this?
30 feet.
30 feet. 30 feet. How long can you keep it up?
Just a minute.
Okay, you don't feel anything the first time. If you move, you might be able to, but at the entrance of this canyon, you don't feel anything. You just feel the dum, dum, dum.
Go forward, but with caution.
Yes.
I'd like to start moving like 30 feet ahead of everybody.
Speak your stealth rolls into my heart.
Okay.
Stealth roll.
If Juniper and Yarrow are in the front, Mercy's gonna stay to the back.
Yeah. Don't forget to add 10.
So that Vasily and Constantina are in the middle.
Juniper, 28. We are 28 for Mercy. Juniper, we are no longer in your favored terrain.
That's okay. It's still a 32.
Okay, good.
I got a natural 20, which would be a 30.
Not 20. Pew, pew, pew,
Except so quiet.
How do you dab? I've never dabbed before.
Oh yeah, somebody's the honorary oh, it's me.
There you go. You know, it's way cooler than
I was
what
like,
did.
who's playing Vargas? Oh, it's me.
It's me.
There. I hope. Are you proud of me now, Hadil? Okay. So, who else we got?
Did you get me?
Kayla, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a 12.
That's with a plus 10?
Yup. I rolled a 1, then I had a +1, and then +10. Sorry. I'm like playing a violin, just walking through this.
Yeah, modifiers. I actually got a 31, if that helps to offset Constantine.
Oh yeah, if it's plus 10 to everyone, then I actually got a 30.
A dirty 30.
Jeez.
Dirty 30.
I will say this was probably not the best time to tell you I do nat 1s on ability checks. I'm not going to make you like run into something, but if it's an ability check, yes, I do nat 1s.
Okay. Yeah, well, I got a crit fail.
Thank you, as always, for your honesty.
Of course.
I will remember that you were super nice to me yesterday during that game, though. So
yeah, and then you publicly shame me. So I go to support my friend TK in their other stream, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tune in and be supportive. And I wrote something really nice in the chat, and then TK freaking calls me out on the other show and tells me that Constantina isn't safe on this show.
I was literally just about to say, because you said something nice, I'm gonna take it easy on you. But now you just told me how you feel. You picked the wrong day to be sassy, Missy. I shouldn't have called you Missy. That's mildly sexist.
It's okay. I'll take it. I deserve it. I deserve the Missy.
So as you near and you start to go through the entrance of this canyon, creeping along, hiding, Constantina, I'm not going to say you missed the memo, but now you do hear this doom, doom, doom. And like every other instrument in Cartacus, it has carried you away. And it is all-encompassing, and you feel it inside of your body. You can feel it battering against your rib cage. You can feel it slamming against your skull. Doom, 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 doom. It's louder than your thoughts. It's louder than your breath. It's louder than the sound of your friends. And you find yourself following it into the very center, straight down the middle of this path into the canyons. And you hear this doom, 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 as a raven swoops over the top of the canyon. R.I.P. Headphone users.
Yeah. But it's just swooping. It's not swooping down at us.
No, it's not swooping down at you. It's just soaring overhead.
Constantina!
Boom,
Constantina, come over here! It's so loud! I can't hear anything else.
Boom, boom.
Mercy's going to skitter over to where Constantina is and try to drag her against the wall.
And now is the point where you can also hear this like it would be the wind rattling against leaves, rattling against a healthy full tree, but it's just the of a angry hot tea kettle carrying on the wind. Doom, 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 doom.
Do you hear that too, Constantina?
Do I hear that part?
You absolutely hear it.
Where
All
is
of
it
you
coming
hear
from?
it. All of you hear this tea kettle whistle on the wind. Doom,
Can I make a
doom,
perception
doom,
check to try to
doom.
figure
Yeah,
out
perception check.
what's going
Doom,
on?
doom, doom, doom.
15.
15 is enough to tell you that you can see a weeping willow up in one of the, not quite an alcove of the canyon, but nestled between the walls. You see this weeping willow drooping, heavy with fruit.
Oh,
as
wait.
its
Juniper
branches
said
shake.
something about the tree, and I'm gonna let go of Constantina and run over to Juniper and say, I think it's one of those trees that you were warning all of us about. It has a bunch of fruit on it.
Yes, don't go near that.
Doom, doom, doom,
Stay
doom.
away from it. Stay as far away as we can. Is there a way far away from the tree, or are there more trees around?
That is the only tree that you can see, but you can hear a doom, doom, doom getting louder, and you can feel the earth trembling beneath you as its roots start to break through the earth.
Oh, it's
3 arrows out. Chunk, chunk, chunk.
Okay. What are you aiming at?
The center. These have a face on them, right?
Yes, they do have a face. They
Yeah,
have
a face.
many faces. As these arrows sink into that heart of the tree, this grimacing face with this wide open mouth and this scream that is frozen on it, and all of the fruit, all of these dead men's heads, blood red, with this dry blood that's caked from them, weeping this black syrup, mouths hanging impossibly open. And as this arrow's thunk, thunk, thunk into this tree, thum, 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 breaking out of this ground, and the suddenly becomes just this cacophony of different pitches of men's screams carried on the wind of this canyon.
Run!
Yeah.
Run!
Okay.
Betray!
Where do we go?
Do we see like a route ahead for?
Can you see the map at all? I will allow you
Yes.
to use the map.
Okay, so this I'm assuming is off to the left there.
Okay, so there's like a tree off to the left in this alcove.
Mhm.
You can see the end of that other alcove, but you can't see the bend around it. So anything past number 3 is impossible for you to see right now. I will say that the giant ravens have started to take off, and they are lifting from the tops of the canyons. Likewise, you can hear scrambling against the walls as fingers start to break their way out of the canyon walls.
What?
Can we see that pyramid thingy, the ziggurat?
You can see the ziggurat.
My guess would be that that's where we're going, so let's run.
Doom, doom, doom.
Can Constantina move now?
Constantina?
Yeah, I can move, but I'm a little disoriented.
Mercy's gonna run back to Constantina, put herself between all of the heads and the trees in Constantina, and kind of push/pull her along, just following Juniper and Yarrow, because they seem to know what they're doing.
As you're running, you can hear the sound of earth crumbling around you as skeletons start to punch their way and start to force their way out of where they've been baked into the side of these canyons.
Oh, undead. These squirrels were not enough.
Doom, 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 doom.
The squirrels? Why would you do that?
It's Nazi time, Juniper.
Let's get somewhere quieter. It's too loud.
Yeah, I think Yarrow will try and she'll fall back behind. So
I need each of you to make me 2 athletics checks as you are running over the earth buckling beneath your feet, and you are dodging these skeletons that are pulling their way out of these walls.
I got a 1 and a 2, so I got a 0 and a 1.
Okay.
I got a 16 and a 4.
Wait, 2 athletics checks?
Okay.
Oh, God.
I got an 11 and an 18.
I got a 4 and a 15.
I got an 8 and a 6.
We're dead.
Yeah. Good run, guys.
All right. Mercy. Let's start with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're having a delightful time. It's okay. Don't freak out.
That makes me nervous.
I know.
Does a 17 hit your AC?
Does. Wait. I could. Nope, don't have shield. Yep, it hits me.
Okay, you feel 2 skeletal arms reach out of this sun-baked earth and clasp themselves around you. Give me a strength check to see if you break out of it.
An 11.
It got a 19. So it holds you, grapples you there.
I let go of Constantina. Constantina, just go save yourself.
Everyone
No.
Why are you being quiet?
Mercy is the only person who failed twice.
Okay.
So
Really?
what's
My
everybody
low
else
ass
doing?
scores didn't fail both times?
No.
Okay.
Skeletons aren't super strong,
That's true.
so
I think Juniper probably would, because... Wait, was Yarrow going ahead or behind?
Yarrow was trying to fall back to prevent something like this from happening, so I'm not sure if Yarrow's in the area or could maybe do something.
you probably
Yeah,
could.
Bosley wants to try and break Mercy out, like, immediately.
I'm not moving. I'm
it a
not
shot.
leaving Mercy behind.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay.
Talk to me. It'll slow you down, but,
that's fine.
Resolve this however you wish.
She wants to just, like, grab the skeleton arms.
Okay.
Can I assist on this?
You can grab a skeleton arm,
teaming the skeletons with Vesely.
Can I grab Mercy while they're trying to grab the skeletons?
We're not leaving you behind.
I just imagine this so ridiculous.
I will say that Yarrow is using the help action for Vasily to break the skeleton's grapple, and you are using a separate strength check to pull Mercy away. Is that correct?
That's what I would like. Yes.
Roll it up.
So do I roll with advantage in this case? Okay.
Yarrow's using the help action.
And it's just a strength.
And I'm covering the area. Stop anything else from getting
Ooh, I got a nat 20.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
True love's nat 20.
Between the two of you, pull the skeleton's arms, and it is brittle AF. So you just yank them straight out of the wall, away from its like chattering, biting faces.
Thank you, Vasily.
Doom, 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 doom.
Keep running.
She just like grabs Mercy. She's like, come on.
All right. So it takes you a little longer than you really wish to reach that ziggurat. And when you do, you hit the bottom, and you can see, if you turn around, there are over 100 skeletons that are bursting their way out of this wall.
Out of the ziggurat wall?
Out of the canyon walls.
No thank you.
Is there a door inside?
So, this ziggurat is a 4-story ziggurat, and it's topped with what you can see is a huge raven statue. There are no doors in the side, but the levels are only 10 feet high, each patrolled with 12 skeletons apiece.
There are no doors?
Juniper's going to start flying. Who amongst you all is probably the lightest?
Mercy, I guess, probably.
I mean,
take up Mercy.
I can be lighter.
I know you can. Well, and I think Juniper would also know Yarrow can handle.
Oh, I can handle. Oh yeah. Pick
for
up
a couple rounds.
In trouble. Yes.
So can Juniper grab Mercy? And I'm going to take you to the top.
Okay.
And fly up with my boots.
The higher you go, the louder the doom, 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 doom gets. And this enormous raven statue slowly along the dais to meet you with its lifeless onyx eyes.
Hello. What do we do?
I don't know. Do we see looking
like
around
buttons or levers?
Would you like to land?
Sure. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
Fly in and try to like land underneath it.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a raven statue on a giant rotating dais. And as you land beside this onyx statue, it continues to rotate. But it seems to rotate immaterial of where you are now. And you can walk around it freely.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to set Mercy down.
Okay.
Be right back.
Right. And my friends. And while I'm on the top, I'd like to try to like examine the statue. I guess I'm close to the base of the statue.
Give me investigation. The rest of you down on the ground, give me... What would you like to do on the ground? Are you just waiting for Juniper to come back and pick you up?
So the only thing that we can climb on is like 10 feet. Mm-hmm. Like tall as that one. Did I understand? Oh God, I don't even know.
And you can see 12. You can see 12 skeletons on each tier that are standing motionlessly, leaning against spears.
No. Okay. I guess I'll wait.
Yeah.
Okay. And as these hundreds of skeletons start to climb their way out of the wall, you can see several of them have already set their feet on the ground. About 20. Would you like to engage them? Or would you like to merely dodge?
I'm going to turn into a giant bear and interpose myself between Vasily and Constantina and everything and roar at all these skeletons.
Okay.
Can I see all of this happening from my spot? Okay. Mercy might worry about tomorrow problems tomorrow and aim a lightning bolt at the ceiling of the entrance to this cave, hoping to cause rocks to fall on all the skeletons, even if it closes off the door for now.
This is a canyon, so it is open.
Oh,
open air.
Well, I can't do that then.
I have a cool idea.
Stop.
It was a very cool idea. It was an incredibly cool idea.
So, since my goat is giant, how high can it jump?
Save the day, goat.
So it's large size?
Yeah, it's like we picked the largest. I thought it was considered like a giant goat. I can't remember.
Is it huge size?
He's the largest boy.
He's not colossal. He can't be colossal.
He's not colossal.
He's not gargantuan. He's not the size
goat I could pick.
A goat the size of a Tarrasque. Let's say he's large.
He's like, he's very large. So could he jump 10 feet if Constantina and I were on his back? Is that a thing? Because he's a goat?
Oh yeah, they do the weird thing where they climb up the mountains, like when there's nothing to climb on.
Yeah.
And then trees. They're like the goat trees.
You know what? What do you think, chat?
A giant goat has a 40-foot move speed, and it has the sure-footed ability, so it gets advantage on strength and dex saves. Just for athletics things.
You know what?
I don't know.
Yeah, Trot says that goats can jump like nobody else.
Okay. I mean, and Yarrow brought it up on D&D Beyond. I will accept it.
Okay, well, Vasily,
do you summon it as an action or a bonus action?
I think I'm not sure that I just have that it happens. So we'll just make it my action.
Okay, so an action to summon the goat, and then I will allow a bonus action to mount the goat, but we're gonna have to wait another round to command the goat to climb up the ziggurat, which, by the way, sounds so fucking cool.
Dope as hell.
It sounds really neat.
So for my action, I want to pull out my little goat figurine and just throw it on the ground, and as before, a big plume of black smoke erupts and the goat just climbs out of the earth. There's dirt that's coming up and flying up, and this giant multi-horned white-eyed black goat climbs out of the earth and stands there, and I hop on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flying down, it's like, what the hell?
Surprise, goat.
What did you do before?
My goat.
Yarrow?
You
turned into a giant bear.
Mm-hmm. So if the skeletons are approaching on the ground, I mean, that's priority one, keeping them there. But if they're going to go up with this goat, I also want to get up there and wreck some skeleton house so they can get a cool, exit route.
Absolutely. So. The skeletons who have come out of the canyon have no weapons. So they are going to, there's about 20 of them, and they're each going to attack. And they're going to attack the first thing they see, which is Bear Yarrow.
Bring it.
Okay. I'm going to roll for 20 skeletons.
Okay.
Do I have an action to try and pick some off as I'm flying down and seeing this?
Yeah. Yeah, I will allow it since you're not grabbing anyone and taking them back.
All right. So I get 3 attacks with advantage?
Yeah, absolutely.
24 for the first one.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely.
Ooh, that's bad. 17 for the second.
Yep.
And then 23 for the third.
Yep, you hit all 3.
Do I need to roll damage for them or
no?
Okay.
These things are incredibly brittle, and before anybody in chats thinks that I'm going easy on them, this is in the module, okay? Calm down. It's fine. Most of these have 3 hit points. Okay. One of them, so we're now looking at 17 skeletons. One of them grabs Yarrow and digs its very pointy little fingers into Yarrow for 3 damage.
Okay.
1, 1 more, 3 more damage.
Can I just say I love and would never say no to Yarrow fighting off 20 skeletons at once as a bear.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, awesome.
It's your lucky day. I have 9 sets of 20 skeletons, plus the ones on the Ziggurat, if that's the way you want to spend your night.
Smash them all.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more for 3 each. One of them rolled a nat 20, so they're going to do 6.
Okay.
Arrows go.
Another one rolled a nat 20, so that's 6. And 1 for 3 more.
Okay. Bear is still up.
All right. Mercy, we're going to jump back to you real quick. What are you
I got a
doing?
19 on my investigation check.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 19 is enough to tell you that as you are looking at this giant black raven statue, which is huge, it's like 10 feet tall, this thing is hollow.
Oh, it's empty.
And it's made of baked clay.
Oh, maybe I can break it.
Give it a shot. Would you like to use your action to break it, or would you like to use your action to assist Yarrow against these skeletons?
I mean, I'm kind of interested to what is. Let's just let everything out. Let's.
Okay.
I mean, Mercy's super weak. I guess she'll take her dagger.
Okay.
She's gonna try to do a little stab.
And this is her magic athame?
Yeah, and she's gonna like drag it.
When you take that out and you unsheath it, it glows warm in your hand for just a moment, and the bell rings.
Did not know it could do this.
And then it's
just
done.
A moment.
Just a moment. The bell rings, and then it's done.
It's weird.
I'd give it a stabby stab.
Okay.
I almost said a different word, and I was like, this is dumb. That's a dumb word. So I said stibby instead, and I was like, that was dumb too.
Let's see.
There we
it's
go.
a 13 plus 7, so 20 total.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You absolutely hit this inert 10-foot tall clay statue.
I did it.
Yeah. Roll damage.
I roll a d4.
So I can see whether or not it breaks on contact.
6.
You bust an enormous like crack in the middle, and you can see into it.
Oh, I look inside.
You look inside, and you can see like a little bit of light filtering in through these onyx eyes, and it seems to cascade a little shadow on this skeleton that's just doom, doom.
Oh, it's just
doom.
a skeleton vs. a drum?
Yeah.
Stop that! Stop it!
And it hears you and like turns its head towards you.
I'm gonna use sorcery points to quicken a cantrip. I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him. Stop it!
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. He's got like 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have to roll and see if you hit him?
Yeah.
I will make you roll to hit, just in case.
25.
Okay, good. I was like, just in case it's funny. Yeah, and you just obliterate both him and like the raven shatters the rest of the way, and you can see that there is a turning table, a turnstile, an enormous war drum, the blackened remains of the skeleton's bones, on top of a trap door with a pulley system going into it.
Oh. I'll pick up if there was like a drumstick or something that he was using. I'll pick that up. And I'll just shout down to all of the chaos. Yarrow fighting a million skeletons. People flying around shooting things, and like Vasily on a goat. And I'm just gonna scream down, I found a door! There's a door up here!
The drum.
Also, it's just a drum!
The drumming has stopped, and with it, each of the skeletons in the canyon floor stops, straightens their spines, and just stares at you.
Oh. Oh, veered. I'm gonna do 1 beat.
When you do 1 beat, they all sort of their heads in unison up to the top of the ziggurat.
Yarrow's gonna take that moment to like swipe one's head off.
It just clatters against the canyon wall, and the body stays standing.
Keep doing it.
She's gonna fly across and just kind of take her short sword out and just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. Yeah, their little heads just like bloop, 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 bloop. It's like if you've ever been a child who vandalized your neighbor's garden, which I never did, and you just like take like a stick and you whoop, 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 all the tulips. R.I.P. tulips.
Vasily
Sorry,
rolls her
Miss
eyes
Linda.
and would like to scale the ziggurat on the goat now.
Okay.
She's just like, this is ridiculous. You guys are just goofing off now.
The skeletons with their spears don't even look at you.
Tight.
Am I with you on the goat?
Did
Did you let me on your goat?
I was gonna offer for you to get on the goat, but now everything's fine. Did you hop on?
Well, I was probably in mid goat hop.
Yarrow starts eyeing the goat.
No, let's just say you're on it, and I turn around and I'm like, ah!
Roll athletics to push Constantine off the goat.
Yeah. I'm just like, well, okay, whatever. You're here now. I guess that's fine.
I'm gonna put my arms around Vasily, like around her waist to like hold
I love
on
it.
my heart.
This is the happiest I've ever been. So let's fast forward just a little bit. And are you all going to the top of the ziggurat?
Yep.
Yes.
So you have all gone to the top of the ziggurat, and you can see the layout of this canyon plainly from here almost. The outside canyon walls are 80 feet tall, but the ones in the middle are about around the same size as the top. You can see a group of sentinels, these giant skeletons, standing atop one of the walls, but they are completely inert now. Like all of the other skeletons, around 180 of them that line the canyon floor, they just stop and stare into the wind. The tree, likewise, has stopped, and the bloody men's heads on it have stopped screaming. This canyon
much better.
is very dead.
Well, that's better than whatever it was.
Yeah.
There is a trapdoor at the top of the ziggurat.
Mercy, while everyone was climbing to the top, used her broom to dust off the trapdoor, and she informs Juniper and Yarrow that she checked it for traps.
Did she?
No, she cleaned it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's probably fine.
Is there any way, do any of you have an ability to get a message back to Berthold to let him know what we've seen, just in case, like, things go haywire down here and we can't do anything?
Yes. I can help with that. I guess the message. Oh. Is he within 120 feet? Probably not. Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I'm going. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer to try, and then remember that he's probably too far, and then just say aloud, Bertolt, we solved the problem in here, so just stay where you are, and we'll meet you soon. You probably heard that.
Yeah, I probably did.
There's a chance.
A very small one.
That's kind of how it works. You just kind of like think it or you say it, and then
half a mile away they hear you.
Yeah.
2,000 feet.
Yes.
Very strange.
We're bad at math.
Well, maybe that's how the wizard spells work. I don't really
I don't know.
really know.
I don't think so, though. That seems odd.
So, does anyone want
Anyway.
to see if that trapdoor is really trapped, or you want to move on?
Oh, I mean, Mercy said it was.
That was probably
Check.
fine.
Yes,
I believe her.
I cleaned it.
I think Juniper might double check, but probably wouldn't know what to look for anyway, so probably would just be like, it looks okay, let's open it.
Vasily would like to check the mechanism of this trapdoor.
Roll me an investigation, Vosley.
Okay. 16.
Looks like a trapdoor.
Mm.
It's a little rope handle on it. A little frayed. It's been a long time since anyone used it. Hinges are a bit rusty.
Is everybody worried about the door? Let's all go duck around the base of the statue that I've broken. And then when we're all there, Mercy will thaumaturgy the trapdoor open.
Okay.
We're all like...
Oh,
is that what we do?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, it opens. It's just a trapdoor, so.
Oh, see? Everything's fine.
I would never lie to you. Remember this moment.
Okay, well, I can go in first.
Okay.
And I shall.
Cover her.
Are you
absolutely.
back in Yarrow form?
You're
Yes.
just a bear.
I like, see that big bear like butt
using a
up.
tiny
Back up
Like
into
a little
the door.
big bear in a tiny door.
I assume Juniper brought me out of my transformation a little getting up, because I imagine a bear climbing up a ziggurat would have been hilarious, but
So
maybe not.
Would have been amazing.
I'm sorry we
Maybe
missed
not
that
the
whole
best.
bit, but
A montage.
so all of you descend into this room, and it is trap-free. It is safe. There's no poison mist in it this time. Plenty of time for that in the future. And you enter this room. This room that is not unlike a bedroom you might have slept in back home, Mercy. There's a 4-post bed, an armoire, dresser. Bless you, Ashley, you sweet angelfish. Expensive carpets, and several layers of dust on everything. So, probably different than a room you would have stayed in, yes.
I immediately start prestidigitating, which we've established is just lifting the dust from one part and dropping it on another. There's just dust in the air now everywhere.
All right. Would anybody like to look around?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
definitely.
investigate.
Absolutely.
Look around at this stuff.
I'm not going to force you to roll for it, because it's all pretty much out in the open. So there are several armoires, several dressers, a vanity with a diary on it, a bed. If you touch it, it creaks with old age, and the frame starts to give and sag a little. So maybe don't lay on it. Or
Juniper's
do,
looking
whatever, I'm
under
not your
the bed.
dad. Oh,
That's
okay.
what good stuff is.
Yes, under the bed you find an onyx statuette of a raven. If you were to get it appraised, you would find out that it is worth 350 gold pieces.
Dang.
I want to read the diary. I go for the books.
So, when you look at the diary, there are no pages that are written in it, but you do see one page that is set out and under glass.
Can I investigate this?
When you look at the parchment, you see that it is in some ancient form of Elven.
I'm just like, one of you small ones. Animal one, come here. Can you read this?
Yeah. I can definitely help. I want to read it.
Yarrow, when you look at the parchment, you see that this is very old. It's like Middle French, essentially, to Common English. You can make out a few phrases. Take the crown. Become queen. Never to be touched by death.
Profit.
Yeah. Question mark?
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Profit. Profit with a PH. Profit for profit.
Did
this is good.
Yarrow read that out loud?
Yes, Yara did.
Bosley is very apparently interested
Mhm.
in what you said.
Yara is looking at you expectantly.
Does it say anything else?
Does it say anything else, TK?
It says a lot else, but that's all you can read. That's all that translates really to...
That it's hard to make out the rest. It's really old. It smells bad.
So it says crown and untouched by death.
Uh-huh.
They must have died, so who would be alive and let their room get so dusty?
I mean, that kind of sounds childish, like the musings of a kid.
Is there any way in or out of this room? Other than
just the trap door.
What about all the other sections? This is so strange.
Now, you do find a few more things if you look around.
Yeah,
I will make you roll investigation for those things, though.
Okay.
Since those are non-plot related.
Yay.
Like the perception around. Do I see like a trapdoor under the rugs or anything?
No. This is just a secret room at the top of a ziggurat. Unfortunately.
Normal. So normal.
Ugh.
Typical.
22 for my...
Okay.
Just an 18.
18. Who else we get?
15.
15.
Oh, sorry, 21.
I was looking for a door.
And Vosley and Juniper already looked for stuff. So, Mercy, you find 12 egg-shaped bloodstones. They are worth 100 gold apiece.
Nice.
Constantina, you find 2 coin-sized gems. Roll me 2d4s.
Okay.
Yarrow, you just find a chest full of money. I'm sorry.
Straightforward.
Want this? This is so boring.
I know.
I
I'm sorry.
want to touch the stones.
Okay.
I got a 1 and a 3.
You find a blue sapphire and a red corundum. Or a corundum. Sorry, I'm not good at gems. These are elemental gems.
Cool.
Yarrow, you find 50 platinum pieces, 400 gold pieces, 1,000 silver pieces.
Yara's gonna stick her hands in the chest and just like kind of like hold up, like drop a bunch of money. You know?
There you
Because
go.
that tactile experience, I don't think she's ever had that.
Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, that's what you find.
The whole time that they've been looking, Vosley's been staring very thoughtfully at this paper, and she wants to try and remove it so she could take it with her.
Okay. Go for it. Give me a sleight of hand because this is very old. Give me an intelligence sleight of hand because you've handled old parchment before.
Oh, so okay.
So use your intelligence bonus instead of your dexterity.
So that is a 14.
Well, it doesn't crumble to dust when you touch it. It tears a bit, and you realize that this isn't parchment so much as it is dried skin.
I was hoping you'd say that.
I know you
Amazing.
were. It's domed, so you can tell this was written on a scalp.
All right. Am I able to pocket it successfully?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Are you trying to keep people from seeing you pocket it?
No, I mean, as far as they know, Yarrow read it all out loud. They probably didn't see that there was more on it. Only Yarrow knows that, and I don't think she would immediately shout like, "Hey, I didn't read all that."
I assume you tuck it into your ill-gotten knot rock or something like that, and you can pocket it successfully. You don't want to just put it straight in the pocket, though.
Right.
Okay.
Can I roll it up and put it like in a little like tube, little glass tube? Very
Sure,
delicate.
yeah. We'll say you can do that. Yeah. So, what does everyone want to do? You will have to go back out into the canyon if you want to explore any more of the canyon, or you can go back and meet Bertold.
Well,
it seems much safer now that the drum has stopped. So maybe it's safe enough to get to everybody.
at least go tell them what we found.
Yes.
Maybe do an explore of the rest of the base of this to see if there's another door. I mean, this seems like it should be the entrance to something, right?
There must be something more. Why would someone have all of these undead guarding a place since they don't even live here and it's just this paper and this empty book.
It's very strange.
All right.
Let's
What would
go
you
look
like to do?
around.
Okay.
Yep.
So you climb out of the ziggurat, and the undead are still standing in the base of a canyon, staring with their empty sockets at the building, straight up at the giant smashed raven statue. Where would you like to go? You are free to point anywhere on the map, as you can see all of that in your vantage point. Excuse me, goodness gracious.
Can we do one, like, pass around the base of the ziggurat just to see if there's another entrance to it?
Yes, it will take until nightfall, because this is a very large canyon.
Oh, no, the ziggurat. Just
the ziggurat. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can absolutely pass around the bottom of the ziggurat. So as you are walking, when you get to the backside, you can see that there is a passage that leads further into the canyon. And when you were at the top of the ziggurat, you could see that there were clear cuts, slits in the, not stone, but packed earth here. As you round the ziggurat, you see that it is completely symmetrical in all ways. It is baked clay. It is completely dense. Knocking against the side of the ziggurat will tell you that it is packed densely completely through. There are no rooms.
So odd.
Strange. Do we see any tracks or anything other than ours that are leading anywhere in the canyon?
You do see tracks. Go ahead and everybody roll me survival.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let me know if you get higher than a 15.
Natural 20.
Not 20.
12.
13.
Yarrow,
I'm on it.
Is it because you spent so much of your time as an animal today, or because you're specifically looking for this? You don't just see tracks. You see tracks and smell that blood from those ruined bodies in the forest.
Mm.
And they're leading straight from this passage down to that alcove that you saw behind the ziggurat. They lead further into the canyons.
Everyone, I'm smelling the trail. I think it's whatever killed those people. And she's gonna stop talking and start walking in the direction of the trail.
Mercy follows after you.
Yeah, me too. They could still be alive, maybe? Or do we think that they're like dead?
They were the really dead people we
Oh,
found.
They were
not the
hella
people.
dead.
Oh.
They were
Oh,
not
we're on
only
the
dead,
trail.
but like would have to be reassembled to be.
Got it. Oh, those
alive
ones.
once
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did that confirm that the very attractive Vistana friend that I made was part of that? group?
The head was not there, so
Who knows at this point? Okay.
That's rough. Let's get some justice. I'm gonna
Juniper will take the back to guard
justice
the back.
for handsome Vistani.
justice.
So, as you are walking, you also get this, especially Juniper, with your very like well-trained senses. You can smell this acidic tang lining the walls, and there are more skeletons here that have burst from the canyon or are halfway through and out of it and are just hanging, staring at the canyon floor. But you can see that there are sprigs of plant life pressed into the canyon walls. Wolfsbane.
Oh.
Oh.
That smell is familiar.
Yarrow, look. They kind of have a smile. Look. Yeah.
Well, at least we're safe from that particular issue.
So,
But who are all these dead people?
It's a lot of dead people.
as you follow this trail, You smell something else that's very familiar. There he is. Roan is lounging against the side of a canyon. And he sets his jaw.
Does it smell like him?
Does smell like him.
Without a doubt.
This is Roan without a doubt.
Okay, then Yarrow is gonna go bounding over there and be like, Roan, what are you doing here?
Juniper's gonna go to, taking off her glasses, tucking them away. Roan.
I thought you had a larger group.
We do. We wanted to make sure it was safe-ish for them to come in.
Mm-hmm. We're just scouting. Everybody, this is Roan.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
This is not the way I thought it would go. Thought you'd bring a larger group. Now we're gonna have to go out and find them.
Why?
What are you looking for?
I'm very disappointed. But I know it's not your fault. I know you were just protecting them. You have no idea how hard it is. I just thought we made it clear that we were putting the pack first.
Pack? Ooh, what is he talking about, Yarrow? Juniper?
We're trying to help Berthold, who's helped us so much.
And I thought you'd bring Berthold, but I didn't think that you'd worry so much about their safety. You spend too much time in town.
Well, they're our friends, Roan.
Been nice to us. I mean, they're a bit strange, but they've been nice.
You're right here.
You're a bit strange, but you're nice.
We can't let them live, girls.
What?
We've worked too hard.
What is going on? What pack are you a part of? Who is this?
If we're gonna keep the wolves away,
not wolves.
We have to make sure that nobody comes here. She promised us we'd be safe, and that means that we get rid of anybody who comes through these canyons.
Who is she?
Tell us to come here with the people then.
Maybe we can, come to an agreement. If someone else made you a promise, maybe we can give you a better deal.
And Yarrow is starting to get really frustrated and like touching her face and can't and she's gonna kind of step halfway in between the two groups and be like, Roan, they're our friends, and I really don't want you to hurt them.
Yarrow, I've loved you too since you were pups, but
what?
If you choose them, you're done. I won't protect you. Leave with me now. We'll take care of the search party, and we'll all go home. Let her take care of them.
We can protect you too. I mean, we're really strong.
Yarrow is like devastated, is gonna look over at Juniper.
Juniper is just like, no, we're not gonna hurt Berthold. He has protected us and guided us for so long.
Who is this man to you?
He's
family.
A family or a pack?
Both.
Kind of the same thing, right?
What did he mean when you were pups?
Yeah, what are you?
What kind of puppies?
We're
See?
twins.
Like not wolves.
What's the point in protecting people who don't even understand? Who could never understand?
Well, we just don't understand.
Everyone is being very vague. I don't think it is fair to hold our confusion against us.
Okay.
What?
Wait, what did you say?
Juniper goes ahead and transforms into a jackal.
Constantine is like, oh!
That was also an Ashley reaction.
Bertolt snarls and reveals his own sharp teeth and sort of crouches a little. You don't want to do this, Junie.
Oh,
Wait, Berthold or Roan?
Roan.
Roan does. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Bertolt. Sorry. But he does snarl and he like he sort of like bares his own teeth. You don't want to do this.
She's more standing in front of Juniper, protective.
And then Yarrow starts to cry.
Yarrow. Sorry.
And she's gonna go. You'll go high.
I'll go high.
I'll go low. And she's gonna burst into her hybrid werejackal form and leap after Roan.
Roan will also transform into his werejackal form.
Juniper will pop out back and jump up and fly up into the air and immediately track 3 arrows on him.
As you track those arrows onto him and they start to pierce into his flesh, which I'm not going to make you roll for, you also hear a howl as several other werejackals come down the canyon.
And in Elvish, I'm going to call out, Yarrow, lead them away from everybody, and start heading towards, and indicate that we go towards the tree.
Right.
I think I'm going to turn back in my hybrid form and like yell at all of you, like, get out of here. Go.
We can help you.
You can't.
We can just leave you here.
You hear the gravelly growl of Roan's voice as he... Time to get running. And he snaps his hybrid fingers and you hear a doom, doom, doom.
Damn it.
I'm gonna try and lead him off. I'm gonna take his attention, fight him, lead him,
distract them, and let everybody else get away.
He watches you run and like turns back to the rest of the group. We'll be back for you. And runs after Yarrow. You can hear the creak and crack of skeletons as they raise their heads away from the canyon walls. And you can hear their bones snap as they start walking towards you. You're in the alcove, marked. Let me look at these numbers. 6, 7. Or you can try to escape the canyon and run through all of those skeletons. You can follow your werejackal friends and try to fight their battle with them.
They can't fight all of those skeletons and also all the other werejackals by themselves.
It's true.
Vasily looks at Mercy and is like, whatever you want to do.
You have 4 choices. Werejackals, skeletons, a narrow slit in the side of the wall, and a jagged cavern entrance in the other side of the wall.
Or prisons, apparently.
Mercy will turn to Constantina to see if she has any input.
What were the last 2? I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear with this.
I'm sorry. A narrow slit numbered 6 on your map, or a jagged cavern numbered 7 on your map.
Oh. Maybe we go into the cavern just to figure out the exit plan? I don't know if it's any safer in there. I don't know. I don't know how to get out of here without, running into some horde of enemies. And then there's the little slit. I mean, is it big enough for us to, go into?
Yep.
So what's going through Mercy's head is that it's probably smart to, I don't know, sneak into the walls, like whatever's 6, that seems like some sort of exit from this cavern at least. And their ultimate goal is to find that crown and free the Vistani, and they can't do that if they're dead. But she also promised herself she would never abandon friends again in battle. So Mercy will probably do the dumb thing and run after where the werejackals went.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Bosley follows.
Yes, I want to do that too.
Juniper and Yarrow, where are you leading these werejackals?
Towards the death tree.
Okay. So you lead them through these hordes of skeletons that seem to ignore the two of you. They surge past you towards the friends that you left behind.
Trying to knock off as many heads as I go, just kind of as I fly above, like keeping my sword down, just pop, 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 pop.
Unlike when they had stopped after the drum beat, these do crumble when their heads come off. Roan.
You might be about to say what I was asking, but is there a skeleton on top of the ziggurat?
Yes.
Doing the drum again?
Yep.
We'll lightning bolt the drum.
Okay. Absolutely. Is that rolling for
the drum would have to make a dex save.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I can.
Look, let's just say that you set that with a lightning bolt. You set the top of the ziggurat on fire.
Okay, yeah. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awful. Who made that?
The skeletons all stop. And you rush past them, and about 30 werejackals that had been following you follow. You make it to the Death's Head tree. And its branches whistle in the wind, and every one of the little faces on it turn towards you.
So I know if you eat the fruit, that's bad, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I want to... Are the fruits like actual heads, or are they something else aside from the heads?
They are heads, yes. They are heads. It says resembles severed heads, but the art looks so much like heads, I will say they are heads.
Okay.
That's fair.
I am God in this land. No.
You are. So flying up, keeping as much of a distance as I can, take a handful of arrows, so probably about 6 arrows, and stab them into one of the heads to get as much of the head goop on it. And I'm going to use those arrows to shoot at the jackals coming close, trying to injure them in a way that they'll fall towards the tree.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, down below, I think I'm once I have my back to the tree, I'll probably bear out for my last time and just try and throw people into the tree like I'm standing guard, you know.
This is where Mercy and Constantina and Vasily find our 2 jackals as they are shooting these men's fruit that bite and tear into these other werejackals and send them howling and bleeding against the ground, and as they try to rip their own family limb from limb. That is where they see Roan tear into the back of Yarrow's neck in her werebear shape.
Juniper's coming down with a sword to cut off Roan's head.
That is where they see the willow branches of this death head tree wrap around Juniper's waist and pull her back to the gaping maw in the trunk.
No!
What would you like to do in these last moments?
Can I try to cast Levitate on Roan to just kind of like throw him off of Yarrow?
Yeah, give it to me.
All right. Well, it's a Constitution save, DC 15.
He fails.
Okay, I just kind of throw him 20 feet up in the air and just run to Yarrow.
You hear his spine make a sickening crack against the baked wall.
Oh, too bad, so sad. And Mercy runs next to Yarrow's body.
Yarrow?
So Yarrow is like bleeding out in her bare form, and you can see she's like swiveling her head around, like trying to smell where Juniper is, so she's using her strength to try and do that.
Juniper has been grappled by the branches of this tree. Would anyone like to do anything about that?
Yes. I would like to try to pull her out of it, or at least like grab onto her. Well, let's see. Maybe the branches. I'll go for the branches and try to grab a branch, or like the whatever.
Vasily wants to stop you from touching the tree. Like, don't touch it.
Okay, then I'll try to grab for Juniper. I'm just kind of moving. Things are happening.
I want to try to grab Juniper too.
Strength.
Okay, we'll grab a Juniper.
Okay, yeah. Who's grabbing and who's helping?
I'll assist.
Okay.
So, I'm not.
Roll
You're
for
probably
me.
stronger than me.
I got a +0, so we'll see.
Oh well, maybe.
15
with advantage.
Oh, it's very stressful right now. Yeah, that was worse. So we'll go with a 15.
You hear a sickening crunch as the tree bites into Juniper.
I'm gonna drop concentration on levitating the now dead guy, and I'm gonna levitate Yarrow because I can't pick up a bear, and I'm just gonna kind of push Yarrow towards where Juniper is.
Okay, is Juniper dead, or is she still?
Juniper, roll me a nat 20. Or just roll me a d20. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you. I'm not trying to make you crit on command. I'm sorry. Roll me a d20.
16.
16. I really like Juniper and Yarrow, and that is why, as you're struggling to pull Yarrow's or Juniper's legs out of the mouth of this death's hedge tree in the trunk, and you hear the sickening crunch of flesh and bone, and hear the splatter of blood, you also hear Bertolt as the search party finds you. And they gather around and help you disentangle Juniper.
While they're doing that, I want to... Is Yarrow like pretty worse for wear, like needs healing?
I'm gonna make her roll some death saves. I will also make Juniper roll some death saves, so you are free to attempt to stabilize.
Can I reach this bear's mouth?
Probably. I mean, Mercy.
I just have her hovering off the ground so I can just push her through the air.
I don't know if this is a good idea, but whatever. I pull out that black potion I had stuffed in my coat earlier, and I uncork it and pour it into her mouth.
Can I also cast Cure Wounds on Juniper as Vasily's doing this?
I do, and I do mine to Yarrow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll do my heal to Juniper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Okay. I'm doing it at my highest level that I can, level 3. Need one more. 5. You get 12 points of heals.
Cool.
Okay. The search party gathers underneath this drooping death's head tree, with all of its fruit exhausted, with all of the werejackals that did survive having vacated, with the remainders being beaten back into their dead human forms by any of the search party who happened to catch them. And Bert Holt will set his hands on Juniper and Yarrow's bloody faces. Not you two.
Juniper's sobbing and holding Yarrow, just not letting her go.
He clutches both of you to his chests. Not my daughters. I won't let this place take my daughters. That's where we'll end for tonight.
Did my potion not do anything yet?
Have you used
I
it?
poured it into her mouth. And you totally ignored that. Thanks.
I missed it. I 100% missed it.
Sorry, I might have been
Okay.
talking over you.
Kayla, roll me a d20. There are no bad guys right now, so roll me a d20 for the search party member that this affects.
4.
You monster.
Ha!
Okay, let me check it out. Where is it? There it is. Before. Oh no. Kayla, tell me what happens to Sadia whenever you pour this potion into her mouth.
Actually, I would rather you describe it because I can't remember exactly what happens.
I
and
literally
I feel like...
sent it to you.
Yeah, well, that was last week.
Yarrow, was it Yarrow that you did this to?
It was Yarrow, the bear.
Yarrow, when you open your mouth
this
as a
too.
bear, a slick, slimy tentacle races from between your teeth and slides around the waist of Sadia. You see her jerk in pain as it siphons 1d6 hit points from her and gives them to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess that saved my life, but ew.
Also, he's like,
Roll me a 1d6.
I'm gonna cure wounds on
3.
my sister and this person.
You get 3 hit points.
Was it worth it, Vasily?
Was it worth it? Yeah, and once that happens, the tentacle falls uselessly out of your mouth and shrivels up.
Oh my
you're
god.
fine now. You're welcome.
Now,
I was a bear at that point.
Yep. Now, this is where we end the episode. Wow. Thank you, Kayla.
Wow.
Thank you for this moment. Thank you so much, guests, for joining us for these past 4 episodes.
Thank you.
Couldn't kill you.
I was gonna cry so much.
I almost did.
I almost lost it. I couldn't.
I was
man.
already crying.
It's like, I don't know if I'm... Yeah, I just like you too much. I don't know what it is. I liked you. I really respected how you stood up to your family.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna kill our friends.
for the last time, Dr. Megan.
Guys,
Well,
I'm
until
Dr.
next time.
You can find me on Twitter at MeganSide. I am the game master for Clinical Role and all Therapeutic Dungeon Master game of 5e. We play every other Monday over on the Geeks Like Us channel. I am also the writer and host of Psychology at the Table, a YouTube series all about how to be more inclusive at your gaming tables. And if you live in the Charlotte area, tomorrow I'm going to be playing some games at the local game store in Mint Hill. So.
Okay. For the last time until next time, Celeste.
Yes, thank you all so much for having me. My name is Celeste Konowich. You can find me on Twitter at @ckonowich. If you want to hear me playing more D&D, I DM for an actual play podcast called Venture Maidens, which you can find wherever podcasts are free. I'm also the host for DMnastics on the DM's Block channel, and I also stream Sunday nights on the Nerd Immersion Twitch channel. I run a show called Mistress of Modules there, so yeah, check me out. Again, on Twitter, at @ckonowich.
Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley Warren. I am a writer, and I do lots of things in the D&D community. You can see everything that I do at ashleywarrenwrites.com and on Twitter at ashleyNHWarren. And I feel like I have a lot of stuff coming up in the coming weeks, so I'm sure I'll have something specific to promote soon, but that's a good place to check for now.
Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and you can find me on the internet at KAYNCLI. And I draw stuff, and I'm drawing stuff all the time. And you can buy the clothes that Holly and I make on Etsy.com/shop/trashwitchcoven. And this is the dark rat witch pattern that's coming out at some point.
I love it.
It's the dark version. Other than that, we extended our rain benefits to our Samhain comics sales another month. TK and I did, so you can purchase that from links on our Twitters. I will tweet it again, and it's pinned on TK's profile. And buy that, and it's great.
Lisa.
I am Lisa Chen. I am a D&D writer and also the community manager for the D&D Adventurers League and also the Dungeon Masters Guild, where folks can publish their own D&D creations, including a bunch of Ravenloft stuff. Until March 11th, there are a bunch of different bundles that you can get, but one of them is called Ravenloft Morsels, and it has a bunch of stuff written for Ravenloft for 5e, including Heroes of the Mist, which we use for this show. I made a special link so you can find it easily. If you go to bit.ly/mistmorsels, you will find that bundle, which is really awesome. It's a plug, but also to our Discord, where you can go to discuss what Pokemon we are, or plot with TK how to kill us. Both ends of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. And don't forget to go to bit.ly/mistspring to get that t-shirt that is benefiting Rain.
And I'm TK. It's me, it's TK, and I write spooky stories on the internet. If you like spooky stories, you can read them, tkjwrites.com. I'm never going to update the website because I'm lazy and a liar. And if you like this show, you should totally come back every Friday. It won't be as weird as this one, because my internet might decide to stop acting up. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Thank you so much for sticking through it, though. And it would have made a good podcast, so you're welcome. But I guess that's it for us. Next week, we'll have all new guests and
who could they be?
All new adventure. So we will see all of you in the mists. Goodbye, everybody.
Everybody, sleep well.